May the declutter force be with you. Spring has sprung, and with it comes a fresh urge to declutter and organise our spaces. But when a complete overhaul feels overwhelming, then this is where the little acts of decluttering come into play that help break down decluttering into small manageable tasks that you can do one of each day. And each little act will focus on one particular area so that you can do a really thorough job within that area, but it shouldn't take more than 15 to 30 minutes. And by the end of the month, your home will be lighter and brighter and clutter-free. Hi, my name's Rachel. I share videos about decluttering, minimalism and my no spend year. And today I'm sharing with you my little acts of decluttering for the month of May. 31 days to be precise. So before we get started, here are some general tips for success with the little acts of decluttering. Like I said, you may want to set a timer. Each little area should only be between 15 and 30 minutes, unless it's a specific time to declutter. And the idea is that you don't have the pressure of having to do a mass amount within that time. It's just that one little area so that you can really make that progress, but then you can move on when it's done. You also need to make sure that you have got some containers or boxes to support your declutter, one for donate, one for recycle, one for items to sell, so that you are already containing items as you go through them, so you don't have a mess when you finish that you then have to process, which can be one of the barriers to decluttering on a regular basis. And as you're decluttering, ask yourself key questions. Does it spark joy? Do you use it? Do you love it? And if you haven't used it in a long time, it's time to consider whether or not it's really worth that extra space in your home. And my final tip is to enjoy the process. Put on some music, enjoy the journey of decluttering in a small area each day, and look at the progress you are slowly making over time. By the time you finish the whole month, you will have decluttered a good chunk of your home and you should be able to see the benefits. Now let's declutter. For the 1st of May, it's time to go in the glove box in the car. You want to look for any old paperwork or any old bits and pieces that might be in there, and keep only essential things like registration details and insurance. For the 2nd of May, I want you to go through your garden tools. Clean them up, give them a sort out and see if you've got any duplicates or broken items. And if you've got more than you need, then could you sell them or donate them? For the 3rd of May, can you go through any glasses or sunglasses? Some opticians offer a recycling service for old glasses. I tend to just have my last pair as a spare pair, and then the one after that will be the one that is donated, because I like to have my current ones and one spare just in case, because you never know when something might happen. And unfortunately for me, I am blind as a bat, so I definitely need to have glasses as an option. And with sunglasses, just check that you haven't got too many, and if any are broken or do you have any that are really uncomfortable to wear, go through your collection and just have what you really use on a regular basis. For the 4th of May, can you set a 20-minute timer and see how much you can declutter in that time? It could be that you focus in on a small area, or you could go around your whole home and just see if you can find some random items around that you could donate or sell or recycle. This could be a drawer, a shelf, a windowsill, a table surface, a countertop. You decide. For the 5th of May, can you go through the cutlery drawer? Have you got too many items of each thing, and could you reduce down what you have? Have you got any items within that drawer that are not being used on a regular basis or not at all? Decide whether or not you really need to keep them. For the 6th of May, do you have any half-finished craft projects? Don't lie to me, don't tell me that you haven't, because you do, and they are somewhere in the home, and unless you're going to finish them, you need to be realistic. Think about whether or not you are going to have that time over the next year or the next 6 months, and if not, then could you donate them to a charity or somebody else that might be interested in completing it. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe so that you can know when I upload more videos about decluttering, minimalism and my no spend year. Every like, comment and share is very much appreciated, and it helps my video be seen by those that might find it helpful, so thank you for doing that if you are already. For the 7th of May, can you go behind the sofa and see whether or not you've got any bits and pieces lying around there? This is very much the case if you have children. Lots of things fall down the back of the sofa, so go and have a look and see whether or not they are items worth keeping, or an item that you've been looking for, or if it just needs to go in the bin because it's rubbish. For the 8th of May, do you have any old credit or debit cards? It's important that you chop them up and go through the chips so they can't be used again, so that they are disposed of safely so you don't lose any of your financial identity. You should be clearing out old ones as soon as you get a new one through. For the 9th of May, can you try the washi tape strategy for utensils within the kitchen? So this is where you put a little bit of washi tape on those items that you're not really sure whether or not you really use. And as you use each item, you take off the washi tape, obviously, and any items that have not been used will be clearly visible because they will have the washi tape on, and then you can make that decision after that period of time, maybe a week, 2 weeks, a month, a couple of months, and then you can decide whether or not it's worth decluttering. For the 10th of May, do you have any pool inflatables from any previous holidays that you've painstakingly brought back with you but actually now have a hole in? Be realistic, are you going to use them again? Can you fix it? If not, then it's time to recycle. For the 11th of May, can you go through your bed sheets? Do you have too many? Are there any that don't fit the size of the duvets or the bed that you have? Go through them and just keep the amount that is reasonable for each person within the house. So, for example, if you've got younger children, you might want slightly more because they might have more accidents, but as they're older, you would need less. For the 12th of May, can you make sure that you clear the dining table and make sure it's clear of clutter? This is a great one to do on a regular basis, maybe weekly if it becomes a clutter zone. Clear it off, put things back in their home so that you are able to utilise that space for eating. For the 13th of May, do you have any rugs that you are not liking in their space? Do you have any old ones that are in the garage? Could you clean them up and maybe donate or sell them? For the 14th of May, can you limit the space for a category? So you could decide the category, it could be t-shirts or jeans or CDs, and you decide what the maximum amount of space within your home is for that item and then reduce it down so that it is comfortable, and then get rid of any excess that don't fit in that space. And this will naturally discourage accumulation of items. For the 15th of May, do you have too many cutting boards or cutting boards that are damaged, that are no good anymore? Go through them and be realistic about how many you do use on a regular basis. For the 16th of May, can you go through any travel items or bags? These might be backpacks or maybe documents related to previous travel. Go through and think about whether or not you really need to keep them. If you don't, then now's a good time to let go. For the 17th of May, can you go through children's toys? It's really good to go through this a couple of times a year and just keep dipping your toe in and seeing if there are any broken items, items that are not being played with. You could set yourself up a little circulation of toys where some are boxed away and then they come back out, so you've got a regular, more exciting turnover of toys. But any that are not really being played with, do you need to keep them. For the 18th of May, can you go under the stairs or on the stairs and make sure it's clear of clutter? The stairs can often be a dangerous clutter trap, so watch out for that. Always get in the habit of moving things up or down the stairs as soon as you need to put them away, so that you're not building up any dangerous clutter. For the 19th of May, can you find 15 items to declutter from your home? So you need to think about a particular area maybe, or you could do random items around the house. You decide on what you would like to do, but 15 items. For the 20th of May, can you make sure that the bedroom floor is clear of clutter? It is not a wardrobe. Clothes need to be picked up. There needs to be a system in place for laundry, either space for partly worn clothes or they need to go straight in the laundry basket. For the 21st of May, I want you to go through travel bags. This is a good opportunity to go through any luggage or suitcase bags. These are good items to sell on, so make sure that you are checking through them and making sure they're in good condition, and only keep what you are likely to use on a regular basis. For the 22nd of May, I want you to go through any DVDs that you might have. I only have a small selection now of ones just that I would definitely want to watch if I didn't have access to the TV. Should there be a storm or something, it still gives me an option of something to watch. But go through and be realistic about whether or not you want to keep DVDs or not, whether or not you want those for an emergency, or actually whether or not you can let go of them. For the 23rd of May, can you go through any washing supplies? This could be like expired detergents or maybe products as well. Be realistic about items that you will use. If there are any products with scents that you don't like, then maybe those are good ones to donate to other people so that you are not keeping hold of an item that you will not use. For the 24th of May, can you find a box in the garage and go through it? See whether or not there are any items in that box that you don't need anymore. Maybe you could organise things or find things at home finally so that they can live within your house. For the 25th of May, I want you to go through any children's keepsakes that you might have. You could get the children to help you create the keepsake boxes that include items from their younger years, and make sure that you are only keeping things that are really important and relevant, and be realistic about the amount of children's crafts and artwork that you want to store. For the 26th of May, can you fill a donation box? You may have been filling one up already as we've been going through, but you could just have a donation box on the side ready for finding items, or today might be the day that you go around and just purposely look for items that would be good to donate. For the 27th of May, I want you to have a look at any unused clothes. Be realistic about what you have used in the last year. If you've not used it, you've not worn it, that is a sign that you do not love it and you do not enjoy wearing it. So think through whether or not you really need to keep it. For the 28th of May, do you have any old chargers that you no longer have the item for, or that don't really work, or that are damaged? This is a good opportunity to clear them out. For the 29th of May, can you go through any outside furniture? Are they in good condition? Do you use them? Will you use them? If you won't, now's a good time to sell them for the summer period and make a little bit of extra money on the way. For the 30th of May, can you go through any stationery items? Do you have too many of some items? Anything that's broken or not working anymore? Go through and reduce down so you've only got the essentials. For the 31st of May, can you go through your short collection? Do you have any that don't fit or that don't suit your style anymore? Do you not like wearing them? Decide whether or not they're worth keeping and only keep the ones that you really love. So you have now completed 31 little mini decluttering missions around your home, and hopefully this will have transformed your home into a nice clutter-free space. Remember, decluttering is a journey and not a destination, so keep chipping away at the clutter and eventually you will get your home to exactly how you want it. And I shall be back for more videos soon. Take care, bye!